So are you looking for the perfect gym bag that meets all your needs? Have you ever struggled with your current bag at the gym and wished you had something better? Are you curious to see if the Built for Athletes 40-litre Pro Series Gym Duffel Bag lives up to the hype? So stay tuned to find out why this duffel bag might be your next fitness purchase. So I was recently in the market for a new gym bag and I saw plenty of the regular Built for Athletes backpacks at HYROX in London in May this year. I'm not really a fan of the traditional backpack with the way it opens and how you access everything, so I prefer the top loading that you get with a duffel bag. And I haven't seen many reviews of this specific duffel bag, so I thought I should put one together myself. So this bag is by the company called Built for Athletes, and if you've ever been to a HYROX, you'll have seen no shortage of these bags everywhere. And just to note, I'm not affiliated or sponsored by Built for Athletes, and I sadly had to pay for this bag myself. So these bags are for anyone that is into fitness, training, or of course, HYROX. If you want lots of space and compartments, this is probably the bag for you. So I bought the 40-litre duffel bag, which is part of the Pro Series. And on all Pro Series bags, you get a military grade fabric, which I think is called Cordura. And all Built for Athletes bags, I believe, come with a 2-year warranty. But as I've not had this bag too long, I can't speak for how that warranty works. And this particular bag is suitable to be used for cabin luggage. It is 50 centimeters high, 25.5 centimeters wide, and has a depth of 31.5 centimeters. And Built for Athletes suggests this bag can hold the following items: 2 pairs of shoes, 4 outfits, a wet kit bag, a 17-inch laptop, a lifting belt, a large towel, 2 meal preparation boxes,
6.5 hours later,
a drinks bottle, a protein shaker, a wash bag, wrist wraps, knee sleeves, a skipping rope, and of course, snacks. I presume they've tested this themselves. However, when I use the bag, I tend to put in the following items: 1 pair of trainers, my work clothes for the day, a towel, a wash bag, my headphones and my keys, wet kit bags for my gym clothes and my towel. Sometimes I'll have a protein shaker, and as I also teach group fitness classes, I have a bag with all my group fitness instructor bits in as well. I originally thought the 40-litre bag wasn't going to be big enough for my needs, but as it turns out, it's plenty big enough for me, and I definitely don't need the 60-litre version that Built for Athletes make as well. So let's start taking a look at the bag itself. So the bag has some space for patches, so if you like all the patches you tend to see at the HYROX events, and obviously you can buy them from many shops now, you've got this Velcro patch area which allows you to attach different patches to your bag to personalize it somewhat. So let's start taking a quick look at the exterior of the bag. So at the top you've got these 2 straps, very soft, very comfortable, and I presume the material here is good for stopping you getting too sweaty while you're wearing the bag. And then you've got the hold-all straps that come over the top. So they've got the connector in place that allows you to set that up, and you can obviously carry it using that middle strap. I don't tend to use that, and it would be nice if there was probably a way to remove them, but as it's a duffel bag, I'm guessing that's not part of what they were aiming to do. And then you've also got these clips here that allow you to take off the shoulder straps. Not really sure why you would want to do both, but I tend to take off one, which is a little bit of a downer for me, because when you access the top loader, so if I pop that back in, if you try to unzip the bag and then get your way in there, it kind of all gets in the way a little bit here. So what I tend to do is unclip it when I'm accessing it, move it out the way, and then as I undo the bag, that allows me access into the main compartment. So that's a little bit of an annoyance, but it's actually not too bad to do. And then so you've got that main top loading compartment here. At the side, you've got one side pocket, which is just your standard. I tend to put keys, wallet, phone, that kind of stuff in there if I'm storing it safely away. You've got one really similar at the other end, so just looking here, got a carrier bag in there at the moment, but again, very similar style pocket, plenty of storage to put bits that are generally and mostly flat. And then at the same side as the first pocket, you've also got access to the shoe area. So in here you can put either your work shoes, your gym shoes, a spare pair of gym shoes. So maybe if you're doing lifting and then running, you might want to bring your runners separately, do your lifting first and then move on from there. That tends to give you just enough space for one pair. I believe they say it's a antimicrobial odor reducing lining. It's a bit of a mouthful. Obviously not really tested it yet because the bag is pretty new, but it doesn't smell so far. And then as I said earlier, on the front of the bag or on the side of the bag, you've got this Velcro patch area that allows you to put any patches you've collected. On the end, you've got the Built for Athletes branding and the same on the bottom of the bag as well. And then on the other side of the bag, the other long side, you've got one of those sort of baggage tag that you tend to get on a suitcase. So presumably you could put your contact information in there if you wanted to. Again, not really sure why you would do that. Perhaps if you were checking the bag in, that might be where that comes in pretty handy. Got a couple of other little handles here that could be useful, and much the same on the end of the bag as well. I don't know if you can see that. If you're enjoying this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It really does help the channel grow. And then getting into the main compartment. So if I undo that shoulder strap and then I've got the bag already open, then as we open up the bag, you can see on the lid, you've got two little pouches that allow you to store bits and pieces in there. So again, if you've kind of got sort of wrist wraps, or you've got knee sleeves or elbow sleeves or a skipping rope, whatever it might be, you can put those bits away in here. I've got a little ring holder where I can put my ring while I'm training so it doesn't get all scratched up on a barbell. And then just on this top portion as well, this is where the laptop would go. So if you've got a laptop and you wanted to store it in the bag as well, you've got this kind of Velcro section here, which is pretty deep. I think they say it supports up to a 17-inch laptop. Whether or not that's true or not, because it does look quite small to me, but you've got that option to use that as well. And then inside the main compartment, you've then got this nice brightly coloured orange material. This is my little fitness instructor bag, so I'll leave that just to the side. And then when I bought this, I bought one of the Built for Athletes wet kit bags separately. So I've got that one, which is the one you can buy kind of from their accessories store. And then I've also got the one that comes with this bag. So this is a little bit nicer, I would say. So this is kind of a Pro Series wet kit bag. So you've put your kit in there, and I believe what you'll do is fold it over like this and then clip it in, and that just then keeps everything safely tucked away inside there so you don't get any wet clothes or stinky gym gear coming through. And then that's the kind of main compartment of the bag itself. Plenty of room in there for all your bits and pieces. Then you'll see at this end, this is kind of where the shoe storage section sits. So this naturally will use up part of your internal storage of the bag, but again, I've found I've got plenty of room for everything I mentioned earlier in this video. Plenty of space for all your bits and pieces. All the zippers, they're all what they call YKK zippers, so they are very smooth and simple to use, and they glide along the zip extremely easily. When I looked at some of the cheaper brand bags that are really similar to the standard kind of tactical bag that Built for Athletes make, I tried one or two of those other bags before I settled on this one, and the zips were not YKK zips, and they tended to need a little bit more work to kind of get them to move around the bag. They got stuck in places, whereas with the Built for Athletes bags, I've not really found that kind of issue with them as yet. So I think that tends to summarize most of the storage you've got in this bag. So I think what I'll do now is I'll just run through some of the things I really like about the bag. So of course, top loading, that's something I really wanted, and I tried a regular rucksack or backpack and I didn't really get on with it as well. So the top loading was a must for me. As I mentioned, the zips, super smooth. They don't get stuck anywhere. You just hold the tag, pull it, and it goes. And I like that you can obviously use this bag as a duffel bag if you want to, but you've also got the option, as I do, to use it as a backpack as well. You've got space for the patches. So as you start collecting your HYROX badges or your CrossFit gym or whatever it might be. You can put them on the side of the bag to personalize it somewhat. There's plenty of space. So this is the 40-litre version. Obviously, if you need more space than that, you've got the 60-litre version as well. There's so many compartments to separate all of your bits and pieces that you'll take training with you. So again, 2 at the side. You've got the top compartment for the laptop, and then you've got these 2 internal pockets as well that can be used. I think the build quality of the bag overall feels really good. I noticed a few bits where you can kind of see here, which you probably won't be able to see it that clearly on the camera, but some of the internal stitching that's orange is coming through on the outside. So that's a little bit of a downer considering this is a premium bag, but still, I think overall the build quality does feel very pro. You get the wet bag, the orange wet bag included with the price. So this one is included, which I think is a nice touch from Built for Athletes. And then of course the shipping was very fast. I got it within a day or so, and then they also offer a 60-day money-back guarantee, which I think if you're just trying maybe 1 or 2 bags to perhaps see what size works best for you, or if you prefer a duffel versus a rucksack or a backpack, it's a nice way to kind of give that option. Again, I haven't tested that with Built for Athletes, so I can't really speak to how easy it is to take the bag back to them, but hopefully they stand by their word on that. And then things I don't like, I think when you've got the bag on, I think it sits a little funny for me. I think I find it pulls in towards the bottom, so it really pulls into the bottom of my back, and then the top of my back, the bag kind of sits away from my back a little bit. So it doesn't kind of fit quite as well as the regular backpacks, and I'm not really sure why that is, but perhaps that's something they'll fix in a later model of the bag. Something else I think I'd like to see is having a strap in the center of the 2 shoulder straps. So normally on most backpacks you kind of get that central strap, so once you've got the bag on, it will keep the 2 straps together. This bag doesn't have that. Again, the normal backpacks that Built for Athletes do have that, but in this particular model, you don't have that option either. As I mentioned before, there's a couple of weird imperfections. So we've kind of got this orange stitching coming out of the side. So I presume that's just a manufacturing problem, but again, it doesn't really stop the bag from functioning, and it doesn't really detract from the overall look and feel. And I think most of it has come out anyway. And then just what I mentioned when I was showing you the top loading, the kind of, I guess it would be the left strap kind of gets in the way a little bit when you're trying to open the bag. So I find you need to unclip that, get it out of the way, and then as you open the bag, it doesn't get in the way any longer. So in summary, I'm really pleased with the bag. I think it was a really good experience from Built for Athletes, so I would totally recommend it from that point of view. Top loading for me is preferred over the traditional backpacks that they offer. The material feels hard wearing, so I think the bag's going to last a while, and of course they provide you with that 2-year warranty as well. This particular size can be used as cabin luggage, as mentioned earlier in the video, and it's got plenty of compartments for all your bits and pieces that you take to the gym. So that is the Built for Athletes Pro Series 40-litre duffel bag. What features do you look for in your gym bag? Let me know down in the comments. Have you tried any of the other Built for Athletes product or this duffel bag itself? I'd love for you to share your experiences down below. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and I hope to see you in the next one.